Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Dragon Sword. I have the last several moves that we've been working on, as well as the leg stretches and just a little bit more leg work this morning. Let's get started. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head and circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out over the legs. Bend the knees. Roll as you come up. Don't lift, roll. Yeah. One more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down, wrists, hands return to your sides. Alright, on the floor. The hips, I talked about this a lot yesterday. The hips need to be open and be able to move. And this is going to be a little more, it's going to be a little bit more important this morning because we're going to do something just a little bit more. So, roll forward, lean back, and roll forward, lean back. Hold below the knees and don't pull so much to you to pull your knees in as to push down and pull your hands out so that you open the leg in the hip. Sit up, pull up through the abs as you roll forward, pull up more as you roll back. Pull up, reach out and pull up more. Again, two more. Lean forward and back. Forward and back. All right, both legs front. Knees are bent. My toes are pulled back toward me, my feet are flexed. Alright, so pull up through the back. Don't roll over through the back. Pull up to the back so your chest goes flat to your knees. If you need to pull your knees up a little bit more, go ahead. Right? The knees stay inside your arms. Right? Talked about this in the next set where we put the knee up in the shoulder. The knees stay inside, not outside. Okay, so no, don't do this. It's here. Right? And you can use your arms to hold your knees if you need to. That's fine. Feet stay flexed. Sit up. Pull forward. Sit up more and stretch. Pull forward and sit. Pull forward. Sit up, lean forward, sit back. I'm still holding my toes, my legs haven't gone anywhere. I'm doing all of the work through my lower back and my hips. Pull forward, sit up. Now the leg's going to work a little bit. As I pull forward, I want to extend the legs and pull through the toes. Nose just past the knees, chest to the top of the thighs. Pull down. Drop your elbows. Pull down. Don't pull out. Okay? You start feeling like you're going to pull your feet to the outside so you can pull down more. Change your hand position, keep your feet flexed, and hold the ankle. And then you can't do that. Pull down, and sit up, and reach out. One more. And again, my knees are still bent, right? And relax. All right, just relax for a second. This stretch is partly through the hip, partly through the lower back and into the upper back, and partly through the back of the legs. The leg position, right leg to the shoulder. The leg position, that the legs are flat, almost flat, knees bent, how much the knees are bent, and the foot position, that the foot is flexed, that we, then we extend it. That all makes a difference in these stretches. The more flexible we are, right, the more well stretched we are when we start, the easier it is to do several of the movements more fully. The idea that we can all of a sudden understand, we can see, now we can do it, you know, it takes work, it does. Change legs. So the entire time that I'm sitting here, right, I'm also pulling my knee up into my shoulder, working the muscles along the inside of the rib cage, as well as the muscles in my lower abs to pull myself to my leg, right? I don't want to use my arm to pull my leg to me. I want to pull myself to my leg. That difference in how I think about what I'm doing makes a huge difference in the particulars for which muscles I'm using and how I use them. Okay, so with all of that in mind, go ahead and put the left leg back. We're going to do a little more stretching. We did this yesterday. And then we're going to do some stands. All right, and so I still have more of an issue with flexibility and some things going on my left side than I do on my right side. I have to pay attention to it, right? I can't ignore it, but I can't allow it, I'm not going to allow it to limit me. What do I do? Notice my hands out here a little bit more. I'm going to bring it in a minute. But right now, what I want is that stretch through the leg here, just above the knee, and the stretch through the front of the leg, on the inside, just above the knee, right where my hand is, right here. That press in and pull. Again, press in and pull. That is the natural placement for the muscle in the front leg. So if I press in just above the knee and I pull in and up, that is the pattern for the large muscle in front of my leg. Pressing it into the bone and stretching it along the bone gives me greater flexibility, so that now I'm straighter, right? Still not perfect, but I'm not leaning out over here anymore, right? That practice is what makes this possible. All right? The same with fingertips. As we go up, that gentle push, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and slowly down. Yeah, maybe not. I'm going to use my hand. I want to go more slowly, and it wasn't happening. So, use my hand. This set, being able, this is again, stretch the other side. This set, being able to work through the muscles, pay attention to which muscles we're using, make those connections, is part of, and it's always part of, the skill that we want to develop, so that as we are doing each of the movements, we have both the capacity to move, we're flexible enough to do it, and we have the intrinsic strength, not the kinetic strength, the intrinsic strength to do it. That we built up the natural position and placement, that we stretched appropriately. Okay, and a little thing right here. Stretch. And breathe. That we've stretched appropriately to do what we're going to do. Now, we may do something different. May not do so much physical stuff. I have a little cramp in my foot. And I'm going to work it out before I stand up. Even on my knee, I'm going to work it out before I stand up. The process of developing the skills and the strength requires, in my classes it always requires, that you understand your basic anatomy, that you know which muscles you need to use, and that you can use them. Fingertips, and push up, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and sit slowly, and I'm going to use my hand on this side as well. And yeah, it could have been better. All right. We have, I'm going to give 2 more. Here. Left foot's on the ground. Right foot's crossed. Foot is flat, or as close to flat as you can get. The left hand crosses over behind the right knee, and we're going to twist to the right. Stay straight. Use the elbow to press against the leg that's up. Use the fingertips to press up so you're not leaning as you turn. Other side. This time you have to use the knee just a little bit. Press against the leg. Keep this flat. Twist. Other side. Right foot back, left foot front. To the outside, right side, right, turn to the left. Right arm just behind the knee. So you don't want it on the knee, you want it behind the knee. Pushing the leg and the shoulder a little bit, not too much. Twist. Other side. Stay straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. All right, and relax. Okay, last one. Last one. We need to, in several of the moves, and I have talked about this repeatedly, we need to be able to go up and down. Okay, there's just all the way up and down. And part of that skill comes from, and not from that. All right. Part of that skill, I'm not gonna use a chair. I'm gonna get there, but I'm not gonna go all the way down today. All right. Part of that skill comes from actually doing. Right. We can't imagine that we can do a lot of movements and then be able to do them. We can't. It's an acquired skill that comes with practice and time. For the extended movements, I can't all of a sudden be able to drop down over both legs, keep my back straight, and come back up. I can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I've tried, it doesn't work. But I can practice so I can get there. Now, my practice, when I very first started, and what I'm going to do right now, is from ballet. It's not from martial arts. This is, alright? So, your feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width, and your toes are turned out. So this is not a full horse stance. Horse stance, go 1, 2, 3, 4, sit. Horse stance. No, that's not what I'm giving. Alright, this is in ballet first, extend, set. That's where my legs are. That's it for me. That's my legs. Okay. In a horse stance, I want my knees to stay over my toes. I don't want my knees to go past my toes, not really. And I do want that sense of sitting back. I don't want either of those in this exercise. I don't want. What I need to do, what I'm going to do, this is ballet second again. Toes are out, legs are turned out. This is flat. The hip has to hold. So you have to hold from underneath. Support the torso from underneath. Push up. Pull up underneath the ribs. Pull up from underneath the shoulders. Keep this shoulders down. In the back, pull up. Little bend, about halfway down. Keep the heels down. And little bend again. Notice that my position here, my knee stays over my toes, but the knee extends out further than my toes. That's the only way my body's going to do this. Okay, that's it. All right. So as I sink, I have to keep my body straight and pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, right? In order to go down And then I have to pull up more and push through the heel as I come up. And 2 more. Keep the knee, stay open, push up. And I'm not going quite so low this time. 1 more. Sink, pull up through the back. Yeah, that was better. All right, relax. This will open the hip. It absolutely will open up the hip. And what it does is it gives us that flexibility. It really is the ideal position to work on flexibility and strength to go up and down. Now we're going to reapply what we just did in Dragon Sword with that slightly different idea that as we sink, I'm here, not out here, right? That difference matters for both the art of ballet and the art of Wudang Dragon Sword, right? There are things that are done in different martial arts. There are things that are done in different movement arts that I don't do in this form. Don't belong in this form. Do I want to go out and get some, 5-pound weights for each arm? Not really. I could. I don't want to. But I could. And that would give me greater strength through my arms because I would build up the skill to carry that additional weight. Is a training method. It is. It's a training method. It is absolutely a training method. Is that something I want to do? No. I did it one time, but not anymore. Loosening up the hip, developing greater flexibility, and being able to more fully execute the movements in this form. I want to be able to do that. How do I get there? Well, that's what we're doing here. That flexibility and strength to go up and down, right? I talked about this yesterday. We're going to review the same series. I'm here. 1, 2. Where am I when I come out here? Step forward here. All right? Where am I? This is something that I need to work on. I'm not going to do it today, but it's something I need to work on. Where am I? Nice horse stance. I can't go all the way down from there. I can't. I just talked about that. I can't. I have to be narrower in my stance before I do the extension. And I need to be more over my sustaining leg. Right now, I'm too far forward. I'm too far forward here. Right? Understanding that part of body mechanics. Understanding, well, yeah, I'd like to, but that ain't going to happen. Why? Why am I having trouble with this? I've been questioning myself on that for the last couple of weeks now. Why am I having trouble with this particular move? Why am I having trouble with these lower stances? And I looked at what I'm doing, the example I gave this morning, right? Here's my horse stance. Here is ballet second. Here's where my leg goes, right? That's pretty much it for my legs. I can move a little bit more to a little bit wider stance, but not by much. That limitation is my own body. It's my leg. I might want it to be longer, but it's not going to be longer. I can stretch it out a little bit more, but it's still not going to be as long as I think it is. I still can't step over there, and my leg doesn't go there. My leg, your leg might, mine doesn't. So knowing that, where do I need to be? I am going to be making some adjustments. All right. Back, come around 1, 2, up, and again. Down, in, slice up. Shift, step up, jump, down, up, 1, 2, 3, step forward, come back 1, twist, out, back, slice, in. I relax for a second. As we go through this series, this is a longer set, right? So part of what I'm trying to do with this section or this segment is connect as much as I can through this space. All right. My intent has been and continues to be that I'm going to go outside and take the cameras and start at the beginning and go to where we are right now. Fingers crossed that will happen in the next few days. Fingers crossed. I have a couple things that I'm working on, a couple things that I need to pay attention to. This is one of the things that I do need to pay attention to, so I haven't forgotten about it. As you pay attention to how much space do you have, what can I do in this space, what can I do outside, right? That this whole discussion that I've been having about where my feet are, how wide is my stance, what can I do from here? That whole discussion needs to be included in the idea that I'm going to go outside and now I've got unlimited space. Well, unlimited space, yes. You still have to pay attention to what your body can do and how to address what should be part of each of the movements. So I'm gonna use this as an example because it's a really good one. All right, as I come around, yeah, I think I can do this. I think I can. I'm gonna try. All right, here. Come around 1, 2. Check my posture, right? Where am I? As I move, I've set myself to be here. I'm comfortable there. I am. I'm very comfortable there. That is both a good recognition. I understand that I'm comfortable there. That's where I'd like to be. And it's also something that I have to pay attention to. Now, I'm going to use my hands to do this because I'm still not quite there, but I'm going to get there and I'm going to show you what I mean. Come here, 1, 2, right? Use my hands. Here I go. Nope. Hang on a second. What happened? And where was my balance? Okay, so this foot was too far out. There we go. So for me, right about here, and I should be here. But not leaning. Right? All of those stretches, all of that work that we did, I need to be able to support all of my weight on this leg with this leg extended and the sword here. That's more correct, right? So if I stay back here, sorta, that sense of where does it go? Where should I be? Where am I now? Does make a difference. All right, so if I see somebody who's here, and I know it should be a low move, what happened with that? Right? Even with the physical limitation, not being able to go all the way up and down, the sense that this movement has a low intent. Down here, keep going. Stop leaning. That's my own correction. Right? As I come down here, I tend to lean. I'm leaning. Right? Now I can. Right? Part of the strength for that is holding strength through the upper leg. Part of it is strength in the knee, and part of it is that hold from underneath so that you're supporting your body sufficiently to go up and down, because you're going up and down pretty much on one leg. All right, that down and then back up is, for me, harder than just going up. All right, being able to, and I taught this at the beginning of the series, right? So we're doing these circles, one leg, and then we switch the other leg, and we still should be in balance, right? That centering. As we come up, being ready, right? There is a part of this slice up, in and down, that is smooth and fluid, and there's a part of it that needs to be crisp. It shouldn't feel as though I'm falling into it, right? It should be the sense that this is very deliberate. Last step was a little bit off, but if I hadn't told you, you wouldn't notice. That ability to walk through, know where you are at each moment, and have some sense of what you could be, might be, what we're thinking about doing here, right? Up, here. slice, slice, slice. Flowers. It's a flower. It's a flower too. Right? We have flowers. It's a flower. The dexterity with the sword, understanding body position, and again, that ability to go all the way up and down. Whole series, shift back, ready, and come around 1 and 2, up, down, in, slice up, around, jump, down, come up, and down, up, step, in, back, twist, out, 1, 2, 3. As we turn and twist, pay attention to that sense of turning through the hip as well as through the waist, so that as we come around here, this twist here, and don't look behind yourself, right? No. Yeah. In, pull it in and up. So here, pull back, then extend. That dexterity comes from the wrist, comes from the elbow, shoulder, ribs, waist, hips, all moving together. Anyone that's not, any of those parts that are not moving, won't let you, you're going to get stuck. There'll be something that it's just not working. All right, so arm has to be loose enough to come around. As you come down, right, this twist from underneath, and again, I'm leaning a little bit less that time. Wasn't really leaning that time. All right, that adjustment makes a difference. If I'm not well placed, I can't work lower. All right, the flexibility, I'm about ready to wrap up here for today. The flexibility that we develop through stretching, and regardless of whatever stretch you're doing, the flexibility that we develop through stretching and that strengthening the up and down, whether I use a ballet set, whether I can use a martial arts set. I got a couple of those too, and I might just add, because there's 2 sets that I learned from Professor Liu that I might just have to introduce those. Not the Wudang's 3 basic methods, but it's just different. Another leg set, 2 other leg sets. So there. Whichever method it is, get there. Where do we want to go? The fullest extent possible for the ability that you have, with the understanding that the fullest extent possible is the fullest extent for the human body. And yeah, no, I'm not there today. This particular body, not today. but I'm close. That recognition makes so much difference in our practice and in how we set our own goals. What do I want to do? Maybe all I want to do, really, I could. Maybe my choice is that I just want to practice a little bit. I'm not interested in this full extent of the movement stuff. I'm having a good time with the form. I like the form. I want to practice the form. I'm not gonna be the world champion in Dragon Sword this year, right? Next year, maybe. Not this year. All right. Maybe. All right, so what's the goal? What's my goal? Perfect my own practice. What does that mean to you? Because it means something different to me for a lot of things. And one of the questions that I've asked repeatedly, and it goes right along with, is what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to be the world-class athlete? Did it go out and do some stuff? I can help with that. It takes commitment, it takes determination, and it takes a lot of practice. Do I want to practice for my health? Do I want to enjoy what I'm doing? Do I want to have a little fun? Am I, I'm a little older now, and I don't need to be the first place champion thing. I did that already. I did that already. I have a little fun, do something. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Actually, I want to do a little bit more, so I'm pushing a little bit more. That's my choice. I've set a goal. I'm going for it. That's what I want to do. That process is something that reappears throughout a lifetime of practice. What do I want to do now? What am I trying to do now? What's my practice goal? What can I accomplish now? What do I want to do now? Knowing that, I can apply what I'm doing in practice, what I have planned, what I know my limitations and abilities are to work toward that goal. If I don't have a goal, what am I doing? My goal is to be here and have fun. I'm being here and having fun, right? And my goal is more than that. But if that's my goal, as long as I'm here and I'm having pretty much a good time, I've met my goal. That's it. All right? That understanding makes so much difference in how we practice, what we do during practice, and what we take away from practice. I wanted to work on my leg sets, and I wanted to review this series in the form. I did. That's what I did. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I did. I'm happy with my practice this morning. Right? If that can happen most of the time, that when you're finished with your practice, you look at what you intended to do, look at what you did, you look at what you accomplished during practice, and you're happy with it, and you'll be practicing for 50 years and won't even know it. Because it'll be too much fun. Thanks for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow with Wudang Qigong basic sets, Friday advanced sets. Next week, yeah, fingers crossed, whole sequence of things, as well as the next movements in Dragon Sword. Thank you for being here.